and welcome to this week's video. As you can see, the ponies have come in from the field and Beau's just having a little bit of a rest before we take him up to work. So I need to go and get changed, obviously, to ride. But before I do that, I've actually done some more painting. Much more exciting than painting the stables, which, as you can probably see, you can't even tell I've done. Because that was back at the end of last year, and it definitely needs doing again. They are looking really grubby. But I've actually done our poles, which have been rustic for a number of years. Because they've been out in all weathers, I'm not quite sure how well the paint's going to sort of stay on. It might chip off quite easily. But I have painted them, and quite bright, which I'm hoping Beau won't take objection to, but we'll see. So they had a coat of undercoat, which is the white, and then I've painted them with gloss exterior wood paint, and this is the finished result. It's now time to take them up to the school, and I'm actually going to use this as part of my exercise for today. I'm going to take one pole at a time. Back when I was younger, I could probably carry two, but I'm just going to stick with one. Right, now I've got to take the jump blocks up. I think I'm going to use our big wheelbarrow for that. I often find it too big to do anything else with. Let's see whether I can get them in there. We'll take them up in their packaging. Trying to work out the best way of putting them in. How safe this load is, we're about to find out. I had a big debate on what colours to go for. But I thought, seeing as I've painted my poles, we'd go a similar colour scheme. I'm probably doing this in a really silly way. Red one. So I looked at lots of different sort of options, obviously because we're going to start with our raised poles first, but like I've said, I really want to have a go at some jumping and hopefully aim for the combine training series, possibly even some low level eventing eventually, but we'll see. I've got a long way to go before that. So I thought these were great because I can use them for different exercises, and they've got different heights I can use for the raised poles. So I think I'm going to put them on alternate ends. No. So that one will need to go there in that case. This one can go over in the corner because it's not needed for this exercise, and then all I need is a pony. We had a bit quick wardrobe change. We have got the new Lemur Apricot on, which is the brighter colour I've chosen. I'm hoping this will all stand out quite nice. It's very different from what I would normally wear, but I really do quite like it. I'm not quite sure with the sort of royal blue on my saddle against the saddle pad, but I think that's just me being possibly a bit OCD, which I can't really imagine that's the case. I don't think I'm OCD much. Let's have a go at these poles. So we need to warm up first and probably have a bit of a gawk at the setup. It's very unusual for him. What's that though? Good boy, aren't you? Excuse the state of the arena. We have grown quite a few weeds, particularly in the corners, which is really bad because that means I'm not going into my corners enough. So that's definitely something that I need to work on, but I need to get rid of the weeds as well. So do ignore the extra turf that shouldn't be in here. Alright, so we've had a quick warm up. Now let's have a look and see what he thinks of these poles. Good boy. You can have a quick walk. We'll have a look on the other rein. I'm not... We've paddled a bit through those. Paddled a bit through them. Good boy. Good boy. Right, I'm pleased with that. I'll go on the other rein. That was really nice. I'm back to walk. Good. Right. We have a look at just raising them up a fraction, I think. No, we got to do this in trot. Thank you. Keen bean. Keen bouncing bow. Well, I think we hit every single one of those. Done bode well for jumping. So that was all too fast. He felt too fast coming in, and then I grabbed hold of the reins and the contact, which was the worst thing I could do. So I just need to perhaps half halt, but not hold on. So half halt, good boy. Good boy. Now, if I'd actually looked up, that probably would have been much better. Good boy. But I was really pleased. Good boy. Just have a quick walk. And we might try once more on that rein. Unfortunately, when I put the poles up, I didn't really put them in the centre of the arena. So I got a really short approach on the run rein and probably too long an approach on the other. So that gives me too much time to start interfering, as Bo would probably say. Rather than sort of letting him sort of suss his legs out himself. I'm being a bit controlling. My husband probably would agree, so if the camera's going up and down, it's probably because he's nodding his head. So, yeah. But very, very pleased. I'm enjoying sort of challenging myself more so than perhaps Bo. But he's a good boy. He's very amenable. Be nice if he didn't sort of touch everyone, but like I said, I might not quite have the distances ideal. I need some sort of guide really, that I can lay out and just put the poles on. I don't know if somebody actually did that at one point. I don't know. If anybody's got any ideas, then drop us a message. But I think the big thing that we probably need to do is actually find a trainer that can sort of help us with this, rather than me sort of attempting to try and sort of do it on my own, I suppose. A little bit of guidance. So let's have one more look on that sort of right rein. Right, it's like apple. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Really pleased. Really pleased. Have a stretch. Have a stretchy trot. We like a stretchy trot. Out. Good boy. He's a clever boy. To be fair, it's quite hot today. Hot and humid. Wouldn't be surprised if we had a thunderstorm later. Really pleased with the boy. He didn't even look at the poles. I suppose part of me didn't think he would. Like I say, he's not a spooky pony in respect of sort of looking at things. Probably if they were making a noise, that would be a different sort of reaction. But to sort of look at things, yeah, which is really positive for me, particularly because if he'd been sort of spooking at it, I probably would have chickened out. So to do that, I'm really pleased with him. We rubbed a few and yeah, we knocked a couple off. But his attitude was really quite nice. He didn't get too sort of stressed. And when I actually presented him correctly, it went really well. A couple of times I tensed, which meant I sort of grabbed hold of the reins, and that was a really bad thing to do. I need a bit of a slap for that, really. So I just got to. It's me that it's got to work, not Bo. And he's nodding his head at the moment. I'm thinking that is flies, but with Bo, that could be him just actually agreeing. But when I actually thought about my sort of approach and did a half halt before the poles and then left him sort of alone, it went much better. So I got to stop interfering. I got to stop trying to control everything, because I can't. At the end of the day, he's got to pick his feet up, and he's got to sort of suss out what he's doing a little bit, and that obviously helps him keep relaxed as well. Because if I sort of start interfering, he's going to tense up, and then it's going to go wrong, and we're going to end up in a pile on the floor. So, lesson learnt. But I'm really pleased. I love my jump blocks. They're great. I was a little bit concerned perhaps the poles wouldn't come off very easily, but we've only just sort of put the edge of the pole on so that if he did knock it, it did come down, because obviously safety is a big thing. I'm always sort of looking at making sure everything is as safe as possible. But I'm really pleased with them and looking forward to doing more with them. They are from Polyjumps and they were really quick delivery. I took more time trying to choose what colours I wanted because there's such a selection. And I did sort of look at perhaps, because our school's quite mucky, I was thinking, I'll go for a really dark colour. I'll just go either dark blue or black so that they don't. But then I actually sort of thought, I quite like the brighter colours, and it does both of us good to look at brighter colours. So yes, very, very pleased, and we are making progress, and making good progress, I think. Obviously, I'll be pleased to hear anybody's thoughts. We got a lot still to sort of work on and learn. With horses, I always think it's constant learning. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, he's a good boy, very good boy. So we're just walking around, cooling off, and then he can go down and have a shower. He was a little bit flat possibly today, but it's so humid, and he still needs to lose a bit of weight. So we're sort of working on that, and he does struggle sometimes a little bit in the heat, or adapting to the heat. Once we've sort of have a bit more consistent weather, if that's possible, he will adapt. But he'll go down, probably have a mash. He likes his recovery mash. So keep him hydrated, and I'll do the same, but I won't have the recovery mash. No, I'll stay hydrated. I don't think that looks very appetizing myself, although most of the time I end up wearing half of it anyway, because he gets in the right mess. But not as bad as Top Cat. Top Cat, oh, he gets just his normal food in a mess. You give him a mash and it's just like, well, he paints the table with it basically. Yeah, you don't want to be standing anywhere near him when he's eating. He is a little bit of a grub, bless him. And I imagine he'll probably quite like to come up and do some polls at some point, so we'll see what he sort of thinks. That could be carnage, but who knows? All good fun. And I think it's nice for him to do some bits and pieces as well. And I don't think he's featured on the vlogs for a little while, so perhaps that's what we need to do. But for the meantime, that is it for this week, and I'll see you again next week. Bye. You're a clever boy.